We're going to be really raw and vulnerable right now because reading what just came out made me cry. And I already knew I was going to record this. Oh, thank you for reminding me. We have a vulture for like decaying energy and an owl feather as well. I found these and then looked them up. So they were naturally ecologically, ethically, ethically, um, yeah, collected. So I love the stories from different tarot, especially when they have backstories. I can relate to them better and form a story and use different decks. I really love it. I really love it. So grateful for the creators of this. Also, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for clicking. I know I'm very, very small at this point, but I feel like I just got my voice. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you're feeling empowered. Feeling like a lot of weight has kind of fallen off, and more integration, more crystal, like anchoring the energy is what I'm saying with like fancy crazy words. I'm trying to come back to like the mundane, grounded, some words that more people can relate to, because it has been really fun and interesting and just so cool to dive into this whole new world that I never knew existed. That was I feel blessed and gifted to have been shown the truth, because life finally makes sense for the first time. So 144. Let me get to it. I love you though. Thank you for being here. The Magician. The Five of Swords. The Two of Coins. And the King of Wands. So right off the bat, you're working with a lot of elements. You're doing so much. I don't think you realize. Again, I'm starting to want to cry. You might be releasing and purging. Allow yourself to cry. Allow it to flow through you. You might be releasing and alchemizing energy for spirit. So just allowing it to come through without judgment, without labeling it, because I feel like there's just so much. I'm going to title this video, There's a Lot Going On. A lot that you don't see. A lot that you do see. Lots of distractions. This is an energetic war. What is pulling your energy and why? What is pulling your energy and why? There's been energies from other people. If you're thinking about these people, it needs to be disconnected and detached from. If they're meant for you, it's going to come back around. It shows your faith, it shows your trust, and it puts your focus and energy where it needs to go. Because whoever you are, you're learning to manipulate the energy that is coming your way to be conducive for what you need it for, what spirit needs it for. And you love God, you love spirit, you love creation, you love life. I just heard vitality. I wasn't going to say that. 335. So with this Five of Swords, you know what? I was going into it super confident, but I don't want to miss anything because this is for you. So during the eastward expedition, the legendary first emperor of Japan was guided by a three-legged crow. Crows could be significant. Known as Yatagarasu, 8-spanned crow. So 8, infinity sign. Thanks to the yokai, the emperor's party managed to traverse the mountains and proceed to establish the country. The coming of Yotagarasu urges you to abandon selfishness and excessive pride and power. Be humble and accept outside help if needed. That's what it was. And your kingdom will finally see the light. So there might be a lot of ideas. There might be just a lot of knowledge. You know a lot. There's something, you know a lot, and you see something for the future. And I'm going to move on because I want to tie this all together. Your teeth, her teeth. Good afternoon. Something about somebody's teeth. 2 of coins. This talks about just a lot. There's a lot. Traversing the mountain, being guided up the mountain, taking a mountain's path that's worthy, because you know that you're meant for more. You know that you have a lot to offer, but there's so much juggling, there's so much back and forth. You do better when you have a center focus, when you can literally, thank you. When you can have that center focus. Random. But okay. Apples could be significant, or springtime, a springtime apple. 55. And with the King of Wands following that, this story talks about like a king that was like super, okay, so pride, access. There are energies that might try, and it's like an energetic war. So there might be aware of your thoughts. Like if you're thinking of excess or power or having control over others, that's not yours. So just be aware of it. I feel like we have to remind ourselves, like all of us. Also, thank you to everybody that's been commenting. I love your stories. I love to hear how it resonates. It keeps me going. It keeps me wanting to put this out there. Because I know when I was going through this, I'm only one person, but to hear the things that I needed to hear when I needed to hear it was support. It was God speaking to me through other channelers, other tarot readers, and it saved me in so many ways. So yeah, I love to hear it. I love to hear it. Thank you. And thank you for complimenting my hair. I appreciate that. I think we should all uplift each other in those ways. It's beautiful. So you could be seeing lizards as well. You are just juggling a lot. And if you haven't called in your spirit team, if 7-Eleven, go to 7-Eleven, do it every single day. I go out into the world with an open heart, knowing that I am protected, I am guided, I have the light of God, and I can always, like, this really helps me. It always reminds me to go into my center. Like, this is my first time ever doing this. So the intention that I put into this is because I was being pulled, like, oh, this is your love. No, this is your love. No, this could possibly be your partner. Oh, is this your twin? And I realized it was keeping me in this. Even, this is not my reading. This is not intent. I mean, I've experienced an energy like this before, is my point. And it's okay to call for help, and it's okay to ask for help. Like, they had to ask this for help from this crow. There might be a spirit guide. I feel like you have more help in the unseen realms than you can possibly imagine. And you'll start noticing that people aren't gonna, they're people. You're still nice and kind and acknowledge that they have a light inside them too. But when people are so hurt and traumatized and they're working from lower frequencies, or they're jealous or they're envious, you need to be aware, because that gives a portal and access to entities that are here in this, what they call empty negative space. And they're just waiting for people to open those lower chakras within their lower natures to jump in and body jump. And only those with spiritual sight can see it. I saw it with my son. Black salt. I put black salt on your threshold. Holy crap. When I jumped over that threshold and got him down those steps, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. The feeling, because I didn't feel like this was my child, but I also knew I wasn't going to push him away. And now I understand the stories when people are like, oh my God, there was like a demon or a devil. If we don't cater, nurture, and protect our children and fill them in on what's going on, like, hey, there's nothing to fear, because you're created by the Creator. And if you stick with love and, not hate and envy and all those things, you're going to be okay. There's nothing to fear. It's actually beautiful, because this is all spirit. This is all just one, right? It's just two sides of the same coin. The devil is God and God is the devil. It's the same, but the negative, the evil that we consider is the shadow aspect, and it's never going to leave, right? But we can both elevate. It'll still be over here, but not so bad. we're not, how do I put this? How do I articulate this? Like, we're not in 1,000 years ago. The shadow aspect was way down here. We're all elevating the dark and the light. And we're helping spirit ascend and remember who it is, which is in other people. Nature is the most purest form. We can touch a tree. I have a rock. I have an affair going with a rock at the river. If anybody knows Rio Vista in San Marcos, it's a huge tourist spot, but I can rollerblade there in the mornings, and there's a rock over by the waterfall. And I'll talk to the water river, and the river water and the rock, and I'll ask for it to take any energy, because we accumulate stuff in the astral, in the dream state, all these different ways. And I can tell you, I've noticed a significant difference in the past week. When I do this, I feel freaking fabulous. Like, I feel amazing. And all these intentions that I'm putting into my daily schedule and routine is building this fortress around me where I feel like I can go into any situation and I don't have to have my guards up, because I know I'm protected. I know I'm guided. And if I am put in a situation, it's because I need to be there, and I need to stay present and alert and playful, and take time later to reflect on what I observed. What did I sense? What did I feel? Write it down. Let it go. If it needs to come back, it's going to. I love it. I loved it, Spirit. I was about to get hard on myself for ranting and raving, but I love what comes out of my mouth. I'm trusting myself more. I'm tired of gaslighting myself. I'm tired of allowing other people to gaslight me. And to become aware of those things, and to forgive myself and be like, I know not what I did. I didn't know, but I do know now, and I choose to do better. And those that don't choose to do better after knowing the truth, to each his own. But my train is going to keep going. Okay. I don't need people riding with me that need a pacifier and don't see the strength in themselves. It's like Spirit's wanting me to study domination or something, because I've been this, it's good to be meek. It is, because you learn a lot of lessons, but there is a point in your path where stepping into your power, and I don't mean power as an excessive pride or greed or what you can get. What does Spirit want? What does Mother Gaia need right now? What structures and foundations can I start developing, drawing, writing, thinking, contemplating about, to bring those energies in that need to be anchored in this for other people to grab? Maybe I won't develop and create every single one of them, and maybe you won't. Maybe you're pulling all of these ideas. You're juggling a lot of elements. The elements are talking to you. Spirit is talking to you. But the spiritual ego keep it in check. Keep it in check. Go back to Spirit. Go back to your center. Remember that we are nothing. We are nobody, but we are conduits for Spirit, and we are here to help. We are not here to be above anybody. We are not here to prove that we are better than anybody, because it's actually Spirit. And we are Spirit. Yes, we should take healthy pride in ourselves and loving ourselves, but others are so damaged and living through filters that we don't need to make it worse. If there are ways that we can move to make it more digestible, so it's like, I don't need credit. It's not about taking credit. It's about sharing the knowledge that needs to be shared at this time and affecting those that need it. And it's like, whoever I'm talking to, you don't get your flowers. You don't get your flowers. You never get to hear from other people like, hey, man, I did you wrong a while back, and it really actually showed me some stuff. And it's like when you run into these people years later, they act like absolutely nothing ever happened. And it's like, you don't even need to hear it, because you already know. And then you hear, and then you see the story play out, and it's like you can understand the mechanics of what actually happened, like the karma at play. Not to rub it in, oh yeah, you did me wrong, so look what happened to you. No. That was, hey, I was happy to share this lesson with you and this frequency. And you can also see how you played a part in it, right? Maybe not sticking to your boundaries, letting others take your credit. And that is, there's a line with that though. Because spirit will test other people, but also test you. Are you going to speak up? Are you going to say, that's not true. That's something I had to learn about 4 or 5 years ago. I did end up speaking up. That's why I came out of that the way I did. But for a long time, I let people get away with taking credit for things that I did. Because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I'm like, I don't really care. But by not caring, I was giving away my power. So be aware of that, because whoever you are, you have a lot of power. And here's the thing, like a lot of my readings come from from my own experiences, because that's how I learned it. I went through it, and now I'm learning about the spiritual steps. Now I'm learning about the alchemy. None of this I knew a couple years ago. I was very unaware of all of this, and spirit was like, hey, we're calling you in. Jump in the car, we need you a couple states away. And did I think I was going crazy? Abso-freaking-lutely. But it was also the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. So I want to be able to help others, because I know my mom unaliving herself because she didn't have support and she felt like she was going crazy and she didn't understand what was happening to her. I would love to be that for other people, including because I know how to be that for myself. Because we don't have to go through this alone. We can share our stories. We can share what we're going through. It's not trauma dumping. We need to actually talk about these things and have people around us that are not judgmental, that will honestly look at it from a loving, compassionate place and be like, today's a new day. You're not the same person you were yesterday. And these stories you keep telling yourself, they don't define you. They were a lesson so that you could get to this point right now. And it's really advisable to honor all of those versions of yourself, because they only had the best intentions, and intention is everything. It doesn't always work when we can be super naive and giving away our power, but we're learning, we're growing, and I can see it in the collective and I can feel it. And when that's another new thing that I learned. When we share these things with other people, we want, like, I'm so open. I'm like, hey, I've learned all this. Like, I want to share it with you. I want to help your life be better. But I shared it with the wrong people, and it took me a long time to figure that out. That's why I'm here. Without knowing, we can share. Spirit's going to bring the right people to you, but if we forcefully go out there and try to find them, just putting out the intention, praying for it, being open to it, and letting that magnetic pull kind of bring you in. I don't know where I was going with that, spirit. I heard, like, that was weird. It was like dead silence for a second. So I'm going to pull one from this Jungian Tarot, because I want to get an archetype for an energy that's coming in. I want to see what energy is coming in for you. That was way too soon. I'm not going to take it. I want it to flip out. Judgment. So a truth, being called to something. Call in help, whoever you are. You have a lot going on. You're working with a lot of energies. Call in your light team. If you want help here in the 3D, because it's the Two of Pentacles, juggling things mentally and, all elements, to be honest. Okay, Spirit. I need to flip out on the thing. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Now, it does not mean the same thing in this deck as it does in other decks. So, bear with me. 1951 as well. And we have the Death card. There's a dark horse. Somebody on a dark horse. I see like, you see it setting it on fire in the background right there. Earth and fire. And a cloak. It looks like she's doing a ceremony in the background. 6 of Cups. Getting in touch with love. Here's the other thing. The greatest love story is you're going to find out is you. It's your higher self. It's your connection to your highest self, your God self, the big one. Because you're right here, but if you saw your like aura and your astral, like spiritual form, it's around you, but it's much bigger. Okay. I'm gonna be quiet now. But it is the greatest love story. And when we come into union with ourselves, then we can find a partner here in the 3D, or partners that have also come into union with themselves. So we don't need no karmic shit in our inner circle. Isolated power, Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn. 2112. A powerful individual alone, isolated by winning and maintaining power and wealth. Nothing more important than money and power. Ambitions are studied. Disarming directness and arrogance. Strength may hide personal insecurity and loneliness. If you're lonely, or if you're, I feel like you're dealing with this energy, and you can call in some help. You're dealing with somebody who is very greedy, who only wants power, and they isolate themselves. You could notice this. And then they want to control every aspect of the energies around them. And it might come off as really nice and that they're helping people, but it's in the spiritual, that's not how it works. They might even be like, in a weird way, forcing people to come around. Doing business with this person is not advisable. I know that. I'm also getting that possibly in a past life, that's what you did, and that's why you know this lesson, and that might be why you two are coming together. Because you know it's not all about that. It's actually not. You know, it makes this life a lot easier to move around and never have to worry about money and funds. But the thing is when you put your full faith and trust in spirit, it's going to happen anyway. You're not even going to have to work. You're just going to be provided for every step of the way. Furniture, something that you thought of, that you wanted, that you needed, ends up for free on the corner of the street. Somebody's throwing it out and you find it at a dumpster. You find it on Facebook Marketplace for like $20. You can have really nice things. You can have everything that you need. It doesn't need to always be about wealth and power. And I feel like somebody that you're dealing with, they may make remarks all the time like how much, or just a lot of remarks about money. Something about like, oh yeah, I really missed her car or something. Like, what? Weird. Can you give us a card about this energy? Like, I mean, you're already describing it, so why do we need to hear this? We have another earth sign. I believe this is the Queen. Possibly. Or is it? Oh, it's the Princess. The isolated daughter. There's a lot of isolation. Please do not isolate yourself. Remember your power and that you can go wherever you want and burn these illusions away in people. But it's more about being like a silent presence, so your abilities can do what it needs to do, because you don't even really need to do anything. You just need to set your boundaries and, you know what you will tolerate and won't tolerate. When I feel like you're being put in places to burn some shit down. And I mean that in a sense of spiritually, because your energy, the reading before this was snake medicine. You are burning cords. You are burning demons out of people by helping them bubble up to the surface. That's so freaking cool. Isolated and introspective, steady, ambitious, and thorough. A loner who is selfish and may offend by harsh demands. Little interest in feelings of subordinates, knows she is not liked, thinks it is not her fault, poor social skills, few friends, often depressed and lonesome. Holy crap. Who are you dealing with? The cards, you guys. You're dealing with a lot. This is not fun. This is not fun. If you're dealing with this, my heart goes to you, but there's a lesson here, and you're going to level up. So let's find it. Let's find it. Oh, I should have grabbed a different deck, but whatever. What lesson is being required? What lesson is trying to be learned right now? Ooh, okay, I will. I'll pull one from the yokai and two from this. And then I'll read. Holy crap. 26. Yes, center me, bring the message into balance. We have the Empress and the King of Cups and the Lovers. Oh, and the Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Oh my God. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. And then the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay. Oh my God. The lesson that you're learning from this is that it's you. The power and the wealth that these individuals, that these energies are trying to say, that like, they're trying to be like the mirror. It's almost like they're taking your energy and they're throwing it back at you. And then you're thinking it's theirs, and then you're like, no, yeah, but you're picking up on this. So the opportunity is attracting like emotional intelligence, so that you have a balanced choice, so that you have a clear choice. So you can see it. You can see it very clearly. Let's get a yokai. One yokai, please. Seven of Wands. This came out yesterday in the Alchemy deck. Ooh, your horns. I'm getting you really need to be like the opposite of what you were. So if you're like really nice and kind, like you're still supposed to be nice and kind. Okay, this is coming out not how I wanted it to. Spirit, help me. Angels, help me. Verbalize this, please. You are meant to just call it as you freaking see it. Who cares if you're going to hurt their feelings? That's not what matters here. Queen of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. This is your independence. This is who you are meant to be. Put these mothers in their place. And I don't mean mothers. I mean like motherfuckers. You are, look at her with the horns and these the wands that are coming up against her, but you're fully emanating in your power with your lantern. This is like hermit energy. You know where you're aligned, where you ally with, where you pull your power from. So they can't, when energies aren't aligned and when they're not for you, and you put it up. You guys, this is so cool. The Empress is here. Come rest in my loving embrace and let me surround you with warmth and comfort. I believe that sometimes all we need is a safe space to just be. This is your opportunity. You're going to have a safe place to just be and exist. Once these energies are gone in a way, and you're learning to be able to completely be sovereign and comfortable with wherever you go. I love this. I absolutely love this. This is so cool. Defense, opposition, opinion, battle, non-confrontational, or non-conformity. A popular group activity at the Edo period consisted of lighting up 100 lanterns and telling each other progressively scarier ghost stories. After each story, one lantern would be snuffed out. At the 100th tale, a dark spirit was said to appear from the dark to scare and attack the guests. Aoando, a blue lantern. This yokai is an omen of battle. Feel free to make your voice heard, but get ready to back up your words. Actions speak louder than words. Always pay attention to somebody's actions. Yeah, you're picking up on manipulation and hidden contracts that are disguised as kindness. Something about ghost stories. Ooh, they might be trying to tell you, like, scary stories to scare you out of who you are. You're not wealthy, you're not powerful. Just be aware of this Capricorn energy, because Capricorn rules the devil, the ego, and pride and wealth. Like, that's why pilgrimages are so important. Disconnect from everything. Go hang out at a homeless camp. You're powerful. You're protected. There is nothing to fear anymore. It's like really embodying your superpowers and going out in the world and actually having an effective change where it matters on a soul level, alchemizing this beautiful energy with your fire because of your emotional intelligence. I'm gonna start crying again. It's so beautiful to see more energies like this coming out. It is so uplifting, and it just tickles your heart. Tickles your heart. Sure. Why not? Let's get an outcome. You're really learning how to move in this world with all the elements, knowing how to call in things. You are calling in things. The full holy freaking shit. The happy squirrel. This talks about sleeping beauty. Waking up, sleeping beauty. Going on this journey. This is your outcome. With curiosity. With teamwork. With the Page of Swords. And the Three of Pentacles. Other people that are curious like you. Caught this sleeping beauty in the act of snoozing. She's such a handful when she's awake, but in her dreams, she looks like an angel. You look like an angel in your dreams. You have so many guides and spirits and nature spirits and elements that are helping you, assisting you. Call them in every single day. Love them. Send them out offerings. Put a little honey on a plate. Put it outside and say thank you. Don't even ask for anything. Just say thank you. Thank you for taking care of me. It means a lot to them when they're acknowledged. You know that movie, Horton Hears a Who? We are here, we are here, we are here, we are here. They're constantly trying to tell us that they are here, but we let others gaslight us. We gaslight ourselves. I get really passionate about this probably because I might need to forgive myself some more for not seeing the signs, to be honest, is what I just realized. Maybe that is something that I still need to work on healing, because I get really passionate because I want other people to see it, but maybe I'm doing that because I really wanted myself to see it back then. Wow. Sometimes these hard truths are hard to swallow, because we realize it was us. It was us. Of course, there's a lot of other things going on, but ultimately, it's really cool to find out that from now on you have a say. You can control what happens by not controlling what happens, but by controlling yourself. controlling the actions you do and that you choose to partake in. Sleeping Beauty is having a new start. And it's so funny because it's like you're such a handful when you're awake. Maybe you've had an experience of a spiritual awakening when you were a kid. Maybe you don't remember. Maybe you do. And maybe you were a big handful. They could have even, for some, psych wards, other ways of beating the truth out of you. So, I love it. I really do. I really appreciate this, Spirit. Okay. Let's get a yokai for your outcome. And then I'm going to say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Queen of Wands for your outcome. This is so incredible, you guys. I mean, we all know the Queen of Wands is witchy and very independent, sovereign. Like, look at that. It's the same staff. Do you see that? But also, you're just really kind and loving and compassionate and very fertile. So much knowledge. So many... You have knowledge of a lot of different paths that people can take. And you also know when people are on the divine path and when others are still on the karmic path. And when they need to learn their lesson. This is so beautiful. Queen of Wands. Charisma, magnetism, sensuality, optimism. Vivacity. The spirit known as Niko Musumi, cat girl, cat woman, is a reoccurring yokai in Japanese folk tales. This feline woman with an aristocratic bearing is here accompanied by Niko Mata, literally forked cat, a splitted tail beast famous for being particularly malicious and short-tempered. These two figures represent a combination of delicate and aggressive features. Are you guys getting it? Okay, hold on. Sorry. These two figures represent a combination of delicate and aggressive features, the pillars of a charismatic and multifaceted personality you must embody. Boom. Mic drop. You picking up what Spirit's putting down? That's what we just said. It's a balance. It's a balance of gentleness and aggressive. Like, yo, I feel you invading my shit. But I also love you. But I send you away to whatever next lesson you need. And I don't allow you to tamper with others because you can call karmic justice. I was sitting in, this is again, I learned all this from actual life experience. So I'm sitting there and I was like, I really don't like this. But I know, like, I felt obligated. I didn't understand it at the time because I guess I was just still in that fog, that daze, and thinking that's what I had to put up with. And I remember it was so weird. I was like, why did I just do that? And it was internally. I was just like, I call karmic justice. Get them out. Because I could feel it. I could feel the invasion, and I didn't like it. I was like, I really want it to be gone. Little did I know that was me calling in spirit, because I had my soul, my spirit, whatever was going on, had investigated the situation and what was going on. And it was almost like, hey, here's the documents. This is what I saw. Oh, like an inspection, like an inspection for like a house and stuff. Like they have to check like the plumbing and like that's what you're doing with souls, and you're writing things in. And when you get in and like you feel that and you call it, man, I've only ever done it twice too. Twice. Huge things happen afterwards though. But again, this is a balance. This is knowing when to be the dominatrix, like mother, like a cosmic mother or a cosmic father. And fathers are very loving and nurturing and in the moment and very playful. So don't ever, make sure you know what a true divine masculine is. I would get King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. It's a book. about what a real divine masculine is and the different archetypes of the immature divine masculine, and you'd be really shocked to find out which ones you actually used to portray. And you'll notice that when you read the stories and the descriptions, you'll remember them and maybe even still be doing one of them, and that needs to be worked on a little bit. It's a constant back and forth, but wherever you're pulled, that's where you need to go. If one book is calling to you, if you're hearing things about mother wounds, investigate it. You're not hearing it for no reason. Okay, I love you guys so freaking much. This is amazing. The outcome is in your favor. I mean, you keep doing what you're doing, but learn to be a little more, because you have the authority. You are like the cosmic mother, cosmic father in form. You are balanced. This is what you're here for. So call in spirit. You have a lot more going on than just in the 3D. They're going to bring things in the 3D. I think I pulled a card earlier, bought something and you don't know why. Spirit needed you to buy that. I bought a bag of juniper berries like the other day, and I was like, I remember doing it, but I have no idea why the fuck I did it. And I put it in the pile for a ceremony, and I was like, okay, sure. I still actually need to look it up and find out the esoteric and the spiritual benefits and what they're used for and stuff. And I'm sure when I do that, it will be revealed to me, or at least I'll have a pretty good idea. 4114. Look up all of these angel numbers. They're very significant. You're not hearing it for no reason. If you follow the breadcrumbs, you will find beautiful knowledge and mind-blowing things that are speaking directly to your soul. And it's like, was this whole world created just for me to have fun and play and discover this? Because it is. It really is. You've hit the lottery. You've won the lottery. You're here. You're awake. You're in this, and you're learning to manipulate energy. So nothing is impossible. Nothing cannot be yours. I love you. The universe loves you, and everything's working out for your best and your highest good. Until next time, guys.